let this hold you back, then please just drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know. Do you allow this fear to hold you back from really showing up in your full presence, in your full magnificence online because you're afraid of not so much the trolls or the strangers, but you're more afraid of like what your Aunt May's gonna think, or what your coworker might think, or what your best friend might think, or how they're gonna act. If that's a real thing for you, I'm assuming that it is if you're here, but drop a 1, let me know. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Mandy. Hello, ladies. So I'm going to be on the stool, but I might get up, third trimester vibes, rocking hard. So I may have to move around a little bit, and you may notice I'm a little more breathy than I like to be. Also third trimester vibes. So before I jump in with some tips for you today, because I like to give you some practical tools that you can implement, that you can walk away with, I'm going to tell you my story. Because I think it's good to hear other stories. Makes you feel kind of seen and relatable, hopefully. This is what online selling is all about, really. It's really all about telling your story. That's what it's all about. Okay, so when I started my business, I was doing something very different. I started a business in 2012, I think. I officially registered my business number, but I was still working full-time. And my business was running workshops, facilitating workshops for older adults who were mostly living in assisted living and retirement facilities. So I would go in and I would run like a drama program or a dance program or a singing program. It was super, super fun. I loved it. But I had a website, but I was not on social media. I mean, back then it was still just like starting. I mean, there was Facebook, but people just used that for personal reasons. So Instagram, when it started to kind of like take over, people selling and all of that in kind of more like the 2016, 17, 18 kind of thing. Then when the pandemic hit, obviously I was not going into retirement homes anymore. And it actually, divinely timed with my own feelings. In February of 2020, I already had hired a coach and was trying to figure out how I could take my skills, take my passions, and turn it into an online business, because I had 2 kids at home. I wasn't sure that I wanted to be going from place to place, schlepping all my instruments, and it was very physically taxing on me as well. And I wanted more remote freedom. I didn't know that a pandemic was hitting. So the point in telling you this is just to give you some background. Up until that point, it was very easy to post about my business because it was very much like I'd post, say, a photo of me running a workshop or of the tools that I would use, the instruments. So if you're a service provider, I'm sure you can, if you're a product-based business, you can relate to this, right? You just put your products up there, or you put a stock image of something you want to say and you write a little bit of a post about it. But that still felt pretty safe for me because it was like, I'm here and then my business is over here. And my business is this service that I provide. It's very tangible. It's out there. I go and I do these things. But then as soon as I transitioned into coaching, so for those of you that are coaches or even just virtual assistants, online service providers, let's say, it's a little more vulnerable at that point, right? Because now you're starting to talk about your own experience. You're not just saying, hey, I can come and do this for you. I can fix your toilet. I can sell you this book that somebody else wrote, or, these products, this multi-level marketing product that I'm a part of. Not that that's easy, right? But when you are a coach or an aspiring speaker or somebody who wants to be a thought leader and you really want to share what's on your heart, now your whole self is in your business. Now, I believe that your whole self should be in your business no matter what your business is, right? And it probably is. I know everybody in here is a very passionate business owner. So, you bring your whole self to it and you want it to be awesome. But it's hard to do that and then separate yourself, right? Then we come to the next level of fear, which is selling, right? So it's one thing to be like, I love my job. I love these products. They're so great. And it's another to be like, hey, do you need this? Because I can sell it to you, and this is how much it costs, and I'd be happy to help you. Then we start to get into another level, and that is where our fears just around sales comes in, and our limiting beliefs around what it means to be a person who sells online. Okay? So my personal story, I had a friend say to me, we had a mutual friend who was a yoga instructor. We would go to her yoga classes all the time. And this yoga instructor then transitioned into life coaching and business coaching. And this was, again, 2020. Like, she was putting herself out there. She was selling her program. She was talking about what she was doing. And I was still like, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Like, you know, I worked with moms for a little while, wasn't really sure on my niche. And my friend said to me, I have to unfollow her because she's just selling stuff to me all the time. And that planted a seed in my brain of like, oh, okay, so if I sell all the time, this friend isn't going to want to follow me, right? And the more we dig and dig and dig, this just comes from our deep human desire to be accepted, to be part of the tribe, and to feel like we belong, right? So when you're worried about triggering or offending, or even just people, you know, talking behind your back, it's going to block you from doing the thing that's going to take you to the next level. So if you are experiencing this, drop a 1, let me know, and just want to tell you that it is normal. This is something that, I feel like there's a hair on my nose. This is something that so many entrepreneurs, especially women, right? Because we are the nurturers. We want to make everybody feel good. We don't want to hurt our friends. We don't want our friends to say things like that. Oh, I had to unfollow Emanuela because she's selling all the time. So I stayed small. So I kept myself back because I wanted to be accepted. So this really is a mindset thing, right? But there are some practical things I'm going to tell you too. This really is like, what is more important to you? And it's okay. It's okay if, you know, staying with that group of friends or not hurting your family members is more important to you than your business. That's okay. But I'm not saying we need to choose one or the other, because the people who really love you, the people who really matter, they're going to be proud of you. They're going to see that this was the potential that has lived inside of you your whole life, and now you're finally using it. They already see that. And let's be honest, my friend who said that, that's her own judgmental thoughts, her own limiting beliefs, right? And now she said it to me and it's downloaded. Tell me, has anybody ever said anything that has stayed with you as an entrepreneur that has maybe kept you small, kept you from showing up the way you really want to? I'm going to get a sip of water. Hello, Angela. Yes. You know, friends, we mean well, right? But sometimes we don't realize the impact of our words. So here are the practical tips, okay? First of all, you could create 2 separate accounts, right? So perhaps your Facebook account is your personal account and you post your pictures of your kids and you don't really talk about your business. I wouldn't recommend it, but if that's what you want to do, right? Or you get 2 separate Instagram accounts. I did that for a long, long time This also helps with like your scrolling, if you have scrolling problems. So if you were like, oh, I'm just going to post this thing for my business, and then you start scrolling and you see so-and-so's thing and and then you get sucked in. So if you have 2 accounts, you spend time in your business, on your business account, and then when it's the end of the day and you just want to unwind and you need like 10 minutes of scrolling, you do that, okay? The next thing you can do, and I just talked about this with one of my clients, was make a clear statement. Put out a clear, concrete introduction, because you can take the account you have and you can be like, listen, you guys, I'm going to be talking about my business on here, right? If you're a friend or a family member and you don't need anything that I'm selling, great. Let's text each other, like people get upset with me sometimes because I don't post a lot of pictures of my kids on my Facebook anymore. And family members will be like, I never see pictures of them because it's not on Facebook. So I just text it to them or I send it to them some other way, right? Because now my personal profile, I like to post my business stuff as well because I have more followers there than on my business page. So you can make a formal email, right? You can say, hey guys, or maybe you were following me because of this, but now I'm actually doing this. I'm going to be talking about this. And if they don't want to stay, the unfollow button, the mute button is there for everybody. I actually encourage people. I went through recently my mailing list, and there was a lot of people on there that I know signed up to my mailing list like 5 years ago to be like, I'm going to support her. And I know they're not, opening my emails, checking my comments. So I release them. And I'm telling you, it feels so good. It feels so good. So let's talk about mindset again. Right? I already shared my story of my personal. So try and think of like, where is this fear coming up? Has somebody said something to you before about what selling looks like? Is it your fears of being seen and heard, period, right? Because I want you to think of like other businesses. Think of McDonald's. Think of Tide. They have no shame in selling you the same commercial, 6 times in 1 hour during a show. I'm not saying that I want you to go out and be McDonald's. Definitely don't be McDonald's. But let's even imagine, I want you to think for a minute of a coach or someone in your industry who maybe has gone to where you want to go. Someone that you admire, a great speaker, a great writer, a great coach, a great thought leader who's built something that you want. I want you to really think about when you've seen them speak. Maybe it's a webinar. Maybe it's an event. Did they sell? Did they talk about their book? Did they talk about their program? Probably. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on that stage. Now I want you to imagine yourself. Okay, yourself in, let's say, 2 years from now. Let's say 1 year from now. You crushed it, okay? 1 year from now, future you. Right? You're showing up online. You've got a booming online presence. Maybe you're running some in-person things. Whatever it is, whatever your dream is. I don't want to, put your dreams in your head, but whatever it is that you see your business becoming as a coach or as a speaker, how's that woman showing up? Is she still afraid to sell? Is she still afraid of what her Aunt May is going to think? So it comes down to, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, when you're about to go out there, do what I'm doing, do a live stream, or even just make a post. Sometimes just making a post about your offer is scary. I want you to think about 3 questions. First, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario. Next, what's the best case scenario? So usually the reality is somewhere in between, right? Worst case scenario could be like, my family disowns me. I have an awkward conversation with my mom because I made a post about my childhood. That could be a very triggering, difficult thing, right? Best case scenario is, I sell some of my program. I sign some clients. I book a speaking gig. How does that feel? Now, what if we land somewhere in the middle? What if it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to maybe trigger some friends. Do those people matter? Are they, if they really love me, will that affect our friendship? Or what if both can be true? And then the last question I want you to ask yourself is, what do you want more? And like I said, it's okay. It's okay if you're like, you know what? I just can't. I can't do this business thing. I can't sell online. I don't want you to believe that. But sometimes it happens in levels. Like I told you my story. First it was like selling, or not selling, but just talking about my business. Then I transitioned to coaching. Every level, right? Maybe you're just getting comfortable being seen before you start selling, before you start talking about, what it is you're doing. Like if you're not selling, if you're not talking about the thing that you want to make money doing, then you're just a hobby, you're an influencer. So what's more important? Is it living your life to the fullest by helping the people you feel like you've been placed on this earth to help? By sharing your voice and showing up online? Or is it making the people in your personal life feel comfortable? And it's okay if the second one is more important to you. But I want you to try to start believing that you can be that person, you can be that next level person who isn't afraid of selling and still be loved and included in your tribe. And listen, I'll tell you something, you gotta stand up. Sometimes to get to our next level, we do have to shed some things. If I could tell you the amount of people that have left my life in the last little while, it's not easy. It's not what I want. But it's like, what are those animals that shed their skin and then grow a new one? Sometimes we have to let go and decide and be like, you know what? My dreams are worth making other people a little uncomfortable for. And if they love me, they'll stick around. And if they don't, then maybe that was meant to be. And there will be grief and there will be healing. But there is so much freedom in like letting that go and answering the call. Otherwise, you're going to be feeling constantly like, why can I not get there? Why do I keep having this dream and I'm just not getting there? Yes, Mandy, the shedding, the letting go, to be reborn again. Okay, so remember those 3 questions. What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? Probably somewhere in the middle is what's going to happen. And then put your blinders on. Okay? After, the last question is, what do you want more? What do you want more? And truly ask yourself. Because I know we are women who love our family, who love our friends, who don't want to hurt anybody. But you're not doing this to hurt anybody. You're doing this to help people. And they're going to see that. So put your blinders on. And I want you to just focus on one person who needs what you can help them with. Who needs what you're selling. Okay? You should be so on fire about your program, about your offer, about your product, about how you help people. If you got to get behind it, okay, that's a topic for another day, but you believe in it so much that you know it can help other people, use that fuel to talk to that person and literally just block out those thoughts of what's so-and-so going to think. You know what? They're going to get used to it. They're going to get used to it. And they don't need to follow you. They can block and be like, oh, it's all business stuff. I don't need that. Okay, no offense. And then we got to check ourselves. Is that offending me? Am I feeling like I did something bad because my friend just unfollowed me? No. Right? This is different. This is a different reality. This is your office. I had a coach tell me one time about social media. I was like, I hate social media. She's like, this is your office. So you show up, you do your work, and you sell. You know, if you were sitting in an actual office, or if you were a car salesman, or you were a real estate agent, maybe some of you are, and you're selling to your client face to face, your friends and family can be like, I can't believe they sell things. We're so emotionally attached to our service businesses, our online businesses, because like I said, it's so vulnerable. It's so much about us. We put our heart and soul into it. So I want you to try to separate yourself from your program. Okay. Separate yourself from your program. Keep those blinders on. Remember that you got to get to that next level. You got to shed. You got to let go. And then have 2 separate accounts if you need to. Hi, Amy. If you are ready, okay, you are ready to step into that next level. If you're like, you know what, I'm tired of letting this fear stop me. I want to show up. I want to talk. I want to share what's on my heart. And I want to sell stuff because I want to make money, because I deserve to make money doing stuff that I love doing and helping people and change their lives. And who knows where that's going to take you. Maybe you have dreams of speaking on stage too. You can do this, and you can do it in a community. You can do it with someone who's going to hold your hand, give you some practical steps and tools that are going to transform the way that you show up. Transform your voice, your presence, right? So that you can actually start to attract those dream clients and convert them. Because they're not seeing you right now. If you're hiding behind your quote cards, if you're hiding behind your stock photos, they buy from people they trust, and they trust you when they see your energy. Don't see video as like this, oh, I gotta do it, right? This is a blessing. We have this amazing technology that we can serve people all around the world. This is so cool. So if you're ready to overcome those fears, if you're ready to step into the next level and use your voice and captivate your audience, then the Captivating Speakers Academy is open. The doors close tomorrow. If you don't know already, this is an 8-week program. It's going to take you there. We're going to start with our body, our voice, our breath, and your delivery, so you can really feel good speaking to your audience. And you can sound better, and you can ultimately convert those friends, okay? Because you're not here to make your Aunt May proud. Maybe you are, a little bit. You're here to make money. You're here to convert audience members into dream clients. And they are there, my friends. They are there. They are watching. They're on the edge of their seat. But they just can't see you. They can't hear you. They can't feel your energy through a stock photo or just a picture of your food. Those things are fun. I'm not saying don't do them. Okay? If you're ready and you want to learn more, like I said, doors close tomorrow. We've already dropped some trainings, but we've got room for you. And if you feel that call, put Captivate in the comments, and I would love to send you all the details. Okay, That's all I'm going to say for today. I hope you enjoyed this training. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. And as always, go out there and share your voice. Bye.